This footage is real. It was recorded on a helmet camera, and the man wearing it never surfaced again. The video begins calmly. Clear blue water. Sunlight cutting through the ocean like glass. A group of experienced cave divers preparing to enter a massive underwater cave system off the coast of Mexico, part of the Sac-Acton Cave Network. These divers were not beginners. They were professionals who had mapped dozens of underwater caves before. They knew the rules. They followed the protocols. They carried backup oxygen. They had guideline ropes. Everything was supposed to be safe. At first, the footage feels peaceful. The divers swim slowly through massive stone arches carved by nature over thousands of years. Small fish move calmly around him. You can hear his breathing, slow, steady, relaxed. But then the cave changes. The walls grow narrower, the ceiling lowers, the light from the cave entrance fades behind him. The camera catches his voice through the oxygen mask. Still good. Visibility is fine. Continuing. For the next few minutes, nothing seems wrong. Then, suddenly the sand beneath him moves. A single, careless fin kick lifts up decades-old silt from the cave floor. Within seconds, the water turns cloudy. Within 10 seconds, it turns dark. Within 20 seconds, it becomes completely black. The cave disappears. The camera now records nothing but darkness and bubbles. You can hear his breathing change. Slow, then faster, then fast enough that you can hear panic. He stops swimming forward. The guideline rope his only way back is gone. It's buried under thick clouds of silt. He turns left. Nothing. He turns right. Nothing. His breathing becomes louder, faster, shakier. His flashlight reveals nothing but floating dust that looks like smoke in water. At this point, trained cave divers know one thing. Disorientation underwater is deadly. Your body doesn't know which way is up. Your ears lie to you. Your eyes see nothing. The diver begins to move again. But he's moving deeper, not toward the exit. You can hear him whisper, "Okay, okay." Find the line. He reaches forward blindly. His hand touches rock. Not rope, rock. He turns again. His breathing becomes rapid bursts. His oxygen bubbles fill the frame. The camera shakes violently. He realizes what is happening. He is lost inside a sealed underwater cave. His oxygen supply is limited, and the exit no longer exists in his visible world. He tries to stay calm. He stops moving. He breathes slower. He whispers, "I'm okay, I'm okay." But the darkness doesn't change. Time passes. Minutes. The only sound is his breathing and the low hum of his tank. Then the breathing changes again. Faster. He is running out of oxygen. His movements become desperate. The camera slams into cave walls. His hand scratches stone. His light flickers over endless rock corridors that all look the same. At one point, he whispers something that chills everyone who watches the video. "I don't know where I am anymore." The footage continues, but he doesn't. His breathing becomes erratic, then shaky, then slow. The bubbles weaken, and then silence. The camera keeps recording for several minutes, floating in black water inside a cave that never gave him a way out. Rescue teams later recovered his camera, but they never recovered his body. To this day, the cave remains mapped, but the exact corridor where he vanished is still unknown, which means somewhere inside that endless underwater maze, a diver is still there, and his final footage is what you just watched. This video was uploaded in 2017. No description, no names, no explanation. Just one sentence. He never talked about what he saw down there. The footage starts from a diving boat floating far from shore. No land visible, just open ocean in every direction. The diver turns on his helmet camera. He checks his oxygen. Everything looks normal. He enters the water calmly. At first, the dive feels routine. Blue water. Sunlight beams slicing through the surface above him. Tiny bubbles rising slowly. He descends past 10 meters, then 20, then 30. The water grows darker. At around 35 meters, natural light nearly disappears. His dive lamp becomes the only visible light source. That's when something unusual appears. Far below him, a faint red glow. Not white, not yellow, not blue, red. Deep underwater, where no artificial light should exist. At first it looks distant, like a star buried in water. The diver pauses. You hear him whisper, "What is that?" He hesitates, but then continues descending. The red glow grows brighter. At 40 meters, the water becomes heavy and silent. His breathing slowed. The red light now looks like a small floating object, not moving, not blinking, just hovering. As he gets closer, his camera finally focuses. It's not a reflection, not a buoy, not a jellyfish. It's a perfectly round red sphere, about the size of a football, suspended in open water. No strings, no cables, no structure around it. It does not float upward. It does not sink. It simply stays there. The diver stops swimming. He circles it slowly. The light remains fixed. His breathing becomes shallow. He whispers, "There's nothing here, but it's here." He extends his hand toward it. The moment his glove touches the glowing surface, the red light goes out. Instant darkness. The diver's camera light flickers, and for a split second, something moves behind him. The camera catches a long, dark shape passing just beyond the light beam. Too fast to identify, too smooth to be debris. The diver turns around quickly. Nothing. Open water. But his breathing spikes. He begins ascending. Fast. Too fast. Bubbles flood the screen. You can hear him muttering, "No, no, no, no." His ascent is uncontrolled, a dangerous mistake at this depth. The camera shakes violently. At 20 meters, he nearly loses his mask. At 10 meters, he reaches the surface gasping. The footage cuts abruptly. The man who uploaded the video was found, alive, but changed. Friends later said he quit diving completely. He refused to explain what happened. He never went back into deep water. And he deleted all his accounts. Except that one video. To this day, no marine biologist has been able to explain the red object. No known species glows like that. No equipment matches its shape. And no buoy or drone was reported in that area. The ocean has many things we haven't named yet, and some of them don't want to be touched. The video was recorded in a cenote, a natural sinkhole connected to an endless underground cave system in Mexico. Local guides warn tourists, if you feel a current where there shouldn't be one, leave immediately, because some caves breathe. The diver in this footage was a certified cave explorer documenting a newly opened underwater tunnel that had collapsed decades ago and only recently reopened. At first, the dive looks normal. Clear water. Sunlight pouring through the cenote opening. Stalactites hanging like stone teeth above him. He enters the narrow tunnel slowly. His flashlight sweeps over white limestone walls. You can hear his calm voice. Visibility is perfect. I'm moving in. He follows his guideline rope. Everything is textbook. Until the rope starts moving. Not drifting, not vibrating, pulling slowly away from him. At first, he thinks it's a water current, but cave currents don't reverse direction like this. The rope slides forward through his fingers. Not fast, but steady, like something is gently pulling it deeper into the tunnel. The diver freezes. You can hear his breathing change. That's not normal. The tunnel narrows. The walls move closer. The ceiling lowers. The rope keeps sliding. He tries to hold it. It slips through his gloves. He begins swimming backward, but the current grows stronger. The camera shakes as he fights the water. Bubbles begin flowing toward the tunnel, not upward. That's when experienced divers know something is wrong with the cave. The diver is being pulled inward by a sudden pressure shift, a cave breathing in. Air pockets inside collapsed chambers are forcing water inward. The cave is inhaling. His breathing becomes rapid. He fights the pull. His fins kick violently. The rope finally stops moving. The current stops too. The tunnel becomes silent. Still. Too still. He exhales. Okay, that was close. He turns his flashlight toward the darkness ahead, and the beam reveals something impossible. Handprints on the cave wall. Not carved, not scratched. Perfect human handprints, pressed into stone. Dozens of them, all pointing deeper. He goes silent. He whispers, "There's no way." His light trembles. He slowly turns his camera to the tunnel behind him. The rope is still there, but it's no longer loose. It is now pulled tight, as if anchored from deeper inside. Then the water moves again, but this time it moves outward, violently. The cave exhales. The current slams him backward. His body hits the cave wall. The camera spins. You hear him yelling through the regulator. His light beam cuts wildly through the tunnel. For a moment, the camera catches something behind him. A dark shape pressed against the tunnel wall. Then the footage cuts. Rescue teams searched for weeks. They found the guideline rope. They found his tank. They found his flashlight. They never found his body, and the tunnel was sealed permanently. Locals now call it the hole that breathes, because caves that inhale also swallow. The dive was supposed to be simple, a solo night dive. Open water, no caves, no wrecks, no deep structures. Just one diver testing a new underwater camera rig in the middle of the ocean. The footage begins on the boat. Dark sky. No moon, only red deck lights glowing softly. The diver turns on his helmet cam. Going down to about 30 meters, he says calmly. Just checking the low light sensors. He enters the water. The ocean swallows the light almost instantly. Only his dive lamp cuts a narrow tunnel through the black water. He descends slowly. 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters. The world becomes silent. No fish, no floating debris, no visible life. It's not normal for this depth to feel so empty. He pauses. Then something crosses the edge of his light. Not in front of him, behind him. He turns quickly. Nothing. He continues descending. At around 40 meters, his depth alarm beeps softly. He levels out. He sweeps his light slowly in a circle. And then the camera catches it. Far behind him, barely inside the edge of the light beam, a long shape is moving. Too slow to be a fish. Too smooth to be debris. It keeps its distance, always staying just outside the brightest part of his light. He whispers, "There's something back there." He rotates again. It disappears. He starts swimming upward, slow and controlled. After a few seconds, the shape appears again, closer this time, still behind him, still silent. No bubbles, no fins, no reflection, just a long, dark mass moving with intention. He stops ascending. He turns fully around. The light reveals nothing but open water, but his breathing changes, faster, shallower. He begins to ascend faster than planned. At 25 meters, the camera finally catches a clearer outline. Not an eel, not a shark, not a known fish. It has no visible fins, no reflective eyes, just a smooth, tapering body gliding toward him. He panics. He kicks upward. His bubbles rise past the camera violently. The shape follows. At 15 meters, at 10 meters, still behind him, he breaks the surface gasping. The camera shakes as he climbs onto the boat. He turns the camera back toward the water. For a split second, something breaks the surface far behind him. A long black curve, then it sinks back into the dark. The diver never did another night dive. He sold his equipment and he refused to answer any questions because whatever followed him up didn't belong to any known depth. The wreck lies in the Baltic Sea. Official records list it as an abandoned cargo ship that sank decades ago. No crew bodies were ever recovered. The ship was marked as cleared and safe for exploration. In 2020, a team of 3 recreational divers decided to film the inside of the wreck for their YouTube channel. They expected rust, broken furniture, and collapsed metal. They did not expect what their cameras captured The footage begins with calm, open water. The wreck slowly appears through the dark, a massive steel shadow resting on the sea floor. They descend. Everything looks normal. Broken railings, open cargo hatches, hanging cables swaying gently. One diver enters through a shattered window. His light sweeps across the interior. Rust flakes drift like snow. Then the camera passes over something on the floor. Footprints. Clear boot-shaped footprints pressed into thick layers of sediment. Fresh. They were not there on earlier expedition photos. The diver stops. "That's not possible," he whispers. They follow the footprints down a narrow corridor. Doors hang crooked. Loose wires brush against the camera. The corridor leads to the crew quarters. Inside one of the cabins, something sits on the bed. A diving tank. Not theirs. A modern tank, still attached to a regulator. But no diver, no body, no equipment failure debris, just the tank, placed neatly on the bed. They freeze. The water around them becomes eerily still. No drifting rust flakes. No bubbles moving upward. As if the ship itself is holding its breath, the camera pans slowly across the room. On the far wall, handprints. Not corrosion, not stains. Perfect human handprints pressed into the rust. They are fresh. One diver whispers, "We're not alone." A metallic sound echoes through the wreck. A slow creak, then another, heavy footsteps inside a ship that has been underwater for decades. The divers back away. The corridor seems longer than before, darker. Their lights begin to flicker. One diver's breathing becomes panicked. Suddenly, something moves at the end of the hallway. Not swimming, walking, boots striking metal. The camera zooms. A tall shape stands inside the corridor. Human shape, but motionless. No bubbles, no tank, no mask. Just a dark silhouette. The divers turn and flee. They kick toward the exit. The ship groans loudly around them. A beam collapses behind them. They barely escape through the broken window. As they ascend, one diver turns the camera back toward the wreck. Something is standing at the opening. Watching them leave, the channel uploaded the video. Within 48 hours, it was deleted. The channel disappeared, and the wreck was permanently closed to divers. Officially, it was labeled structurally unsafe. Unofficially, locals say it was closed because it isn't empty.